gamers. This is guide about escort encounter. And escort is the fight that if we play Pagway, it's very easy and not interesting. However, if we want to try speedrun this event, it's actually challenging with high pressure. So that's what we are gonna talk in a few seconds. But before we start, a few important disclaimers. First, it's not a newbie guide, so if you are a new player and want to learn some basics, go look for another guide. Second, this is glitchless guide. This encounter, like many others, has many bugs, many glitches that you can abuse to make it easier and faster. So if you wanna see some bugs, go check our Lawman challenge, because we use, for example, out of combat escort bug there, because we are allowed to use it. This is glitchless guide. I'm gonna divide content on 6 different points. Firstly, I'm gonna talk about how to start fight and how can you gain some time already on this point. Next, we're gonna focus on cave and ways to do it fast. Then we're gonna move on and talk about both Glenna and tower groups. Lastly, I'm gonna say a few words about boss fight and some closing things, closing tips. So without further delay, let's hop in. To start, we need to prepare the instance. Simple trick, just walk close to the Glenna, wait 1 second and type GG. Just like it, you just keep some useless token and we can go. So then the standard start is very simple. You just talk with Glenna, you have some talking, you bring Glenna with special action key to the bridge, she has some roleplay, spawns ley line, you activate bridge, you have some roleplay next to doors, she explodes, you have this bomb, and that takes extremely long time and it's not effective. The second time, which we are gonna do, the second method is way easier. One person will have to jump to the Glenna as fast as that person can the moment you start, and simply start the fight and GG as fast as that person can. The second person will jump to the bridge and activate the skip. So I'm gonna kinda cheat and use my alt account to do the first person job. So it will be kinda a little bit slower, but you will get what you need to do. So I'm starting an insta GG, and on this person I'm just going using clips too far away and GG. You see the Glenna died. So at that person, at that moment, you did the skip. Make sure to give Glenna here super speed or swiftness, and the moment we will start the encounter, it's already bridges down, doors are open, you can already go. So it's very easy and very fast without any roleplay involved. Now there's an important thing. If you will GG too close to Glenna and not too close to the bridge, or you will be too fast, so after activate the fight you will just blink immediately to the bridge, the skip will fail and there will be bug that won't allow you to continue. So make sure you are not too fast, get some practice on this, and then you can actually execute this strategy. So because we kinda wiped and Glenna needs to come to her position again, we gave her super speed or swiftness, we still have some time, let's say 5 to 10 seconds, to get in front of her and prepare the chain pull. So we get in the position that will get pretty much on the maximum range of special action key to make sure that she will move forward as fast as she can without stopping. With super speed she's faster than average player with swiftness, so we need to pay attention to this. And each second that she will stop waiting for the next special action key call, it will make us slower, and we don't want to be slow. Okay, now it's the cave. To do cave, it's actually not a big deal. You need class that can bring both portal and a lot of mobility. So the best two choices are either Mirage or Dead Thief. So you just place a portal entrance at the beginning, you are rushing as fast as you can, and you portal everyone else when you did all the cave thingy. Your tower group takes portal and you start capping towers, and that's all. This is not the perfect run, it's just an example that you see how you can do it. So the Thief is very similar to Mesmer. The only difference is that in the front of case you shadow step. So after the cave you can prepare your portal, then take your shadow step back and open the entrance so everyone can be teleported. However, this is not the only way you can do it. There is also kinda half glitchy way to do it, which is using Shellbow 5 to the wall and then using the old school dungeon skip. However, you need to make sure before the event that this is allowed, because I cannot promise that. It can be different, depends on what kind event you are participating. So at the start you just placing portal here, you glide down and you pick up your tower group somewhere here, for example. So the speed is a little bit faster and it allowed you to have multiple people at the first phase, let's call it first phase. However, it's not a huge gain, so you can just go the standard route and that will be fine as well. So let's talk, what do we need on Glenna's group? So firstly we need stability, and we need a lot of stability. And two best sources I can think of are Firebrand with this Elite Mantra, with Stench Your Ground and a Freedom, and the Dwarf skill, Dwarf Drought, which is probably on Herald, maybe on Renegade if you will find use of it. Super speed, like I mentioned, you need to upkeep super speed on Glenna, so she moves fast. The best two sources are Scrapper or Holomancer. However, you can use Herald with Elite on Glint, you have Tempest, some super speed, and so on and so on. You do have some damage pressure, especially on Glenna, and you cannot allow Glenna die, so at least 2 healers I would say. If you feel comfortable you can go try with one. Fourth one is Quickness, because Quickness will make Glenna capture towers faster. So if you have Firebrand or Scrapper, that's already done. However, the one thing that you need to pay attention is to make sure that not too much allies are next to Glenna, because they will still have Quickness, so it won't work. Self movement kinda obvious. On super speed Glenna is extremely fast and you need to be in front of her, not behind, to make sure you will pull her with special action key. So for example, Firebrand should, in my opinion, take Greatsword on swap, just to make sure he has this Greatsword 3 extra mobility skill. On Herald you have Sword 5 to teleport in front to enemy, and so on and so on. Swiftness 0.6 is kinda obvious. You need to be fast, and you need to be as fast as you can, not only on Glenna but also on other players, so they can pull her in time. So it's kinda common boon and very easy to get with Herald or with Firebrand, or even with Scrapper with Medkit, that will use Medkit 5 and so on and so on. So the gameplay on the escort on the Glenna group is pretty straightforward. You pull Glenna as fast as you can forward, you cap towers, and that's easy. But you need to remember to upkeep some stability on Glenna, especially on few points. For example, on this point, there's good to have some stability, for example the Herald Road, because the ads that will spawn on circle will be around this area to actually bully Glenna, so we need to protect them. Here is the second example that you need to have stability, because as we know on the heart marker there will be second ad group. So you have 2 choke points that we need to stab her through. It's good to use, for example, Stand Your Ground here, and here we will put additional stability road, just to make sure nothing will stop her. Because if she will be CC once, there's high chance that she will be CC twice, and so on and so on. It can go very bad very fast if you will go out of stability. You need to be also remember that if it will happen that someone strips stability and knocked her out, you need to break Stanker as fast as you can with Elite Mantra on Guardian, and you need to call her again. It's very important to communicate calls here, so if she's CC, you call that she's CC, and someone else should go back and use special Ashiki to call her again. Make sure to hack the walls to avoid all of the mines that are in the middle and all of the ads, so you can skip them. And after that, it's pretty chill. You just capture, go to skip ads, skip everything, clear mines and front, and make sure she is as fast as you can. And depends of your speed. Around this corner, you can encounter the first Varg, which is kinda annoying. On this strat, the best strat is to ignore all of the Vargs at the beginning and just go on the side and be as fast as you can. On this point on circle, we are waiting for the 4th tower to be captured, and here we give some stability to Glenna, and as fast as we can, we need to pull her through this choke point. Let's call it. We know that we have a lot of mines, a lot of works, and a lot of ads. So this is the most messy part that you can have during this strategy. You have a lot of everything and lack of stability, lack of bones, and lack of heals probably. So the best call that you can actually do is to call Glenna to the arrow as fast as you can. Remember that if any work is next to you, you can blind it, and it won't do any damage to the Glenna. So that's entire plan. You need to pull her through with super speed to the arrow. And then there's important thing that you need to cleave the small ads. Because you wanna blind works, it's easier to blind someone when there are not many people around you. So that's why you stay on arrow, you clear small ads. If works will come here, you place the smoke field on Thief, the bomb, smoke bomb on the holo. You can change these skills to make sure she can capture the circle as fast as she can. And then, if you have high pressure, if for example your tower has problem and you have some delay and you're running out of blinds, you go back and you call her on. You can call her here. So because barracks you can immobilize, you can chill, you can slow them. They will be always way slower than Glenna with super speed. So that's why don't be afraid to make these brave calls that you call Glenna for the 4 or 5 different enemy barracks, because before they will finish their animation, if they are chilled or slowed, she will be safe on you here, and you can again, for example, use focus for a cripple and you gain some extra time. And again, if they will be on the Glenna on arrow to close, you just call her back up and you wait till the last tower will be captured. It's the most messy part and the most punishing part, because if you will fail blind, you wiped because Glenna died. So you can do it more chill way, when you simply move Glenna slower during this choke point, and you actually kill all of the works. Especially if you have more people than on standard comp on the Glenna comp, on the Glenna group, you can just cleave all of the Vargs and you will be slower, like 20, maybe 30 seconds slower, but you will be safer and you won't wipe, which is actually big time safe. So the tower group has a way easier job. After they took Portal from the caveman, the only job they need to do is actually capture towers, obviously. And there's 2 different ways to do it. Firstly is to use the standard Mesmer combo, Focus 4 plus Gear Sword 5, and they will alternate these 2 skills for each tower. Or you will do it more advanced, and you will map out all of the skills that you need to use to capture the towers. Here you can see example that on first tower we use Pull, Push, Focus. On the second we can use Fear Me, the warrior skills that will fear everyone out of the circle so you can capture this. You have Glyph of Tides for the Druid, or only for Druid, that will push everyone away. And you can use this new utility on Virtuoso, which is also allow you to insta-capture the circle. And this is very important to do it fast and to have map out and to have some backups. So the rule number 1 is the person that needs to use the CC skill first needs to go first. Simple. And that's how you capture the first 4 out of 5 towers. The last one is kind of special. So we keep one Chronomancer on the 4th tower. He can spawn some 1 or 2 clones to make it easier. His job is to open CS, drop down and open the entrance of portal. Then, because of CS, he will be teleported up. And the moment the last white AoE will be captured by Glenna, he can glide to the last tower and he can open a portal there. Before that, everyone that's supposed to take this portal is stuck in on the entrance. And the moment it's open, everyone takes, everyone can use his CC skills, like push adds away, you can override some pushes out, and you want to capture this tower as fast as you can. And the most important thing, after you captured, you have 1 or 2 seconds to take portal back. If you will fail that, if you will be too slow, there's high chance that boss will teleport to you. And you will spend the next 10 seconds just to watching the boss on the towers from the arena, which is not cool. That's why it's important to do this portal and to take portal back. On actual boss fight, there are only 2 things that you need to remember. First is not to waste your DPS. Don't focus works, focus boss or the split face chamber, whatever you wanna call it. So after you kill you can leave works. Until that time, keep immobilized, keep chill, but don't waste your DPS. Second one is about the white or the red fixation. So sometimes you get your fixation very fast, sometimes you have some delayed 2 or 3 seconds. So this is not random, this is a rule about this. So if you got your fixation instantly, it's always red one. So you already know which one you need to kill. However, if you don't have insta fixation, if you don't have insta mark and you don't know which one attack, it means that 100% you will get the white mark. About the squad split, so how many people you want on Glenna and how many people you want on towers, is completely up to you. The standard would be probably 5-5, but some guilds prefer to send 1 person more to towers. It's completely up to you. You just need to find out what works best to you. About classes, I mentioned the most important classes. All of the remaining slots just cover with DPS and with boons to have all of the important boons like Might, Fury, Quickness, Alacrity on the boss. If you are interested in some POVs, you can check the VS Reddit post because they did current record and they did very clean and they did multiple POVs. In the description you will also find my POV from the Lawman challenge if you're interested in that also. Anyway, thanks for watching, good luck on your gaming.